If you missed Kirby Smart's post-game press conference after Georgia's blowout win against Oregon, you may have missed him make a little recruiting pitch to all of Georgia's top targets out there. Of course, Georgia just embarrassed Oregon, bullied them around the field in Atlanta, Georgia, won by 46 points. And he had some interesting things to say about some skeptics or some other staffs across the country who are negatively recruiting Georgia, and anyone else who thinks that Georgia can't land elite wide receivers and are possibly having trouble recruiting at running back right now. If you missed it, here's what Kirby Smart said. He said, we want people that want to come play in this offense. And I think when you watch what they did today, talking on Saturday evening, he said, if you're watching from home, you're saying, man, I'd love to play in that offense. He went on to say they throw the ball around a lot. They toss it around, 30 for 37. How many yards, he asked? It was actually 368 yards, I believe, 2 touchdowns by Stetson Bennett. He said, I don't know, but Bennett threw the ball really well today. He threw a lot of passes for a lot of yards. I think that's a credit to the offensive staff on the planning that they had. Listen, Georgia doesn't have to recruit elite wide receivers to win a championship. We saw that last year. A.D. Mitchell is a 3-star who played as a freshman last year and made a lot of plays. Ladd McConkey is in his 3rd year in the program. He's a redshirt sophomore. He was a 3-star. He was one of the lower-ranked signees in Georgia's 2020 class. Tennessee didn't even offer him. Kid wanted to go to Tennessee badly. He's from Chatsworth, Georgia, North Georgia. Wanted to go to Tennessee. They said no thanks. Georgia welcomed him with open arms, and look what he's doing right now. He is turning into an absolute superstar, and I wrote about that over on Dog Post. But Georgia, they have some nice receivers on board right now. Yazid Haynes is a 3-star with a lot of potential. Raymond Cottrell is, he's a 4-star. He's a nice player. Hakeem Williams is a guy who Georgia would love to add. He is one of the top receivers in the country. But if you look at the rankings of the receivers they're bringing in, they're good players, but they're not elite. The best wide receivers right now are going to Alabama, Ohio State. Some are going to LSU. Some, I think, want to go to Southern California. But Georgia is not a place where recently receivers want to go to play. Now, they did, land 5-star. George Pickens, Don Blaylock was close to a 5-star. So every once in a while they will. But Dylan Bell, Denylon Morset, Cole Spear, guys they signed in last year's class, they weren't 5-stars either. But those guys turn into, 5-star type of players who are making 5-star plays. But Kirby Smart is saying, hey, why would you not want to come play for us right now? Look what Todd Monken is doing with this offense. They could have run the ball all over Oregon and won the game and, convincingly, and still would have covered. But he said, no, let's throw the ball. Let's show everyone across the country. Let's show the college football world. Let's show high caliber recruits that, hey, you could come to Georgia, play early. We've seen receivers play early. George Pickens, 2019, Jermaine Burton, 2020, A.D. Mitchell last year. So you can come to Georgia, develop, they can play early, be a big-time player, and still play in the NFL. Georgia can get receivers to the NFL. Now, I've talked about it before. Running back recruiting is not or hasn't gone as well as they have in the past. They're not getting every running back that they go after. But if you're a running back right now, you're looking at Georgia. A lot of people still consider Georgia running back you, and I would agree with that. But they play a lot of running backs, and when you're running behind this offensive line that they've put together, it's not going to be bad anytime soon. This might be the best offensive line in college football and one of the best Georgia's had since maybe 2017. Last year was really good too, and it's going to be good for a while. So if you're a running back, you're a wide receiver, if you're a quarterback, why would you not want to play with Todd Monken? They missed on Arch Manning. It was Arch Manning or bust, I think, in this 2023 class. They're going to get one of the best in 2024, whether that's Jaden Davis or DJ Lagway, a guy out of Texas that has visited Georgia multiple times. Todd Monken is doing his best, I think, to get in his ear. Might be tough to get him out of Texas, but Julian Sayin, kid out of California, they're going to get a big-time quarterback. And I've got a 6-month-old son. I hope Todd Monken is still calling plays for the Dogs. If my son is anywhere half as athletic as I am, I think he would do very well in Todd Monken's offense. I'm kind of kidding, not really there, but listen, Kirby Smart made the point to say, we're going to throw the ball, we're going to distribute it, we are going to do everything we want offensively, and we're going to show everyone, you can come to Georgia as an elite wide receiver and as a running back, no matter where you are. With Georgia's offensive line, 3-star running backs can come in and run through gaping holes. It is a place where running backs succeed. When's the last time a running back came to Georgia and did not just play well? I mean, Brian Herrien is not in the NFL. Elijah Holyfield is not in the NFL that I'm aware of. Might be on a practice squad. But other than that, I mean, Keith Marshall didn't really make it in the NFL. But everyone else is getting drafted and doing, pretty well in the NFL. I think Caleb King with Sean Ely was the last year where Georgia, I think in 2010, where they didn't run through teams at will and did not have a ton of success on the ground. I still think they had a pretty decent year. But if you come to Georgia at running back, you're going to get an opportunity to make a lot of plays and be one of the top backs, not only in the SEC, but in the country. So I do think Kirby Smart put it out there and said, hey, I don't know where all this is coming from, that, we can't land 5-star wide receivers and 5-star running backs anymore. Again, not that they need to. If you're a 3-star wide receiver and Georgia likes you and thinks they can develop you, you're going to get developed and you're going to play and you're probably going to be successful. So, and Todd Monken hasn't even opened up his bag of tricks yet. We did not see Eric Gilbert. We did not see a ton of Karis Jackson. We did not see a ton of Don Blaylock. Oscar Delp, I think, is going to be in the rotation. A lot of these guys who did not play a ton against Oregon, even in a blowout win, I think are going to play a lot against Samford this weekend. But there are some tricks up Todd Monken's sleeve. He knows what he's doing. It was a very easy game plan, and everyone looked good. Ladd McConkey looked like he could have been a 4 or 5-star recruit the way he was out there. Explosive, versatile, get him the ball and he's going to make some plays. But A.D. Mitchell is a guy who, the plays he's making and what he did last year, you'd think he was, a borderline 5-star recruit. He wasn't. So they don't have to have these 5-star receivers come in, but they're an offense that could allow those guys to still be first-round picks in the NFL. George Pickens should have been. As good as he was getting to Georgia, they still developed him, and he got better at Georgia. And he's proving that in Pittsburgh right now, just turning heads. He got better at Georgia. Don Blaylock has got better at Georgia. And when he's healthy, I do think he's going to make a lot of plays. Ladd McConkey getting better and better. But, Kenny McIntosh wasn't a highly rated running back either. He looks like one of the best running backs in college football. But Kirby Smart sent a message to everyone that if you come play in this offense under Todd Monken, you want to run behind this offensive line, you want to catch balls, thrown from Stetson Bennett or whoever is back there being coached by Todd Monken, you're going to succeed and you're going to do very well. So, again, if you ask Kirby Smart about it, he wouldn't enjoy that question. He thinks he can land anyone, and he thinks that anyone would be crazy not to come to the University of Georgia. And, he's kind of proving it right now. Oregon was the number 11 team in the country, and Georgia wiped the floor with them. Again, just bullied them, embarrassed them, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to do that to a lot of teams this year. They're going to win by 50-plus points against Samford. They're going to blow out a South Carolina team that did not play as well as I thought they were going to against Georgia State. Georgia's going to go to Columbia and just throttle them. Tennessee, I know they look good. You're not going to look that good in Athens later this year at 3:30 or 8 o'clock. Florida won their game against Utah. It's not going to work against the Dogs, especially in a place, in Jacksonville where it's, not the swamp, 50-50. You know what I'm talking about. First-year head coach, new coaching staff. They're not beating Georgia. Kentucky, they didn't look all that great this past weekend. Georgia should be able to handle them, but Todd Monken is a genius. I talked about that a little bit in my video yesterday, but again, Kirby Smart sent a message, and I don't think a lot of people exactly picked it up, but he's out there saying, we are throwing the ball. And a guy like Stetson Bennett, we still want to run. We're going to run through you, especially at the end of games. If it's close, we're going to run that clock out and just hammer you over and over. But we can win games just airing it out. I'm trying to think of the last time a Georgia quarterback threw for over 350 yards and they won the game. Usually they're just running on you, throw when they need to, throw it efficiently. But they don't have a ton of guys who are throwing over 300 yards. Kirby Smart, Todd Monken, they proved last weekend that Georgia can air it out as well as anyone this upcoming season. They have the skill set. The players have the skill set to do it. They have the coaching staff willing to put together a game plan to allow it to happen. And They made it look easy. If you would have told the staff, hey, the goal is to not only win the game, but put up 60 points, they would have done that easily. So big message from Kirby Smart to all the critics out there that you can come to Georgia, any position on offense, and do very, very well and make it to the NFL. So big statement by Georgia's offense, and I think it's only the message is going to be loud and clear the rest of the season. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on Dog Post.